Okay guys, Unbiased Bob here, and we're going to do a really quick video on Qwen and Gemma. I was looking at the excellent No Place Like Localhost where Steve was taking a look at 35B versus the Gemma 4 on some Java tasks, the Swing framework. Does anyone know what Java Swing is? UI framework? Nobody knows what Swing is. Regardless, it was a regular software engineering task. There's one major thing that you have to consider if you're thinking about using Gemma instead of Qwen, and it's don't. If you have a teammate and they're like, hey, did you consider using Gemma? You should probably try to switch teams or transfer to a different building. I would actually just change jobs at that point. Maybe a different country. It's really bad. Gemma has a huge problem. Let's look at that first so then you can close this video and do something else, like get back to work. Gemma does not know how to read, okay? So I ran a test suite of about 50 tasks modifying memcached. It's got problems from SweBench verified. It's got like logic problem. Qwen aces this particular 49 tasks and Gemma doesn't. And the reason why is very simple. When it reads, Gemma doesn't know how to limit the amount of stuff that it reads. So if you're working in a file that's very long, hundreds or thousands of lines, it just pollutes its context window, slows down its execution, and then fails to do the right thing. So if we look at the payload per read with Gemma, it just reads way more than it needs to get the job done. And I'm not sure if this is partly because it's trained to act like its larger cousins Gemini or what, but this is a degenerate behavior, and I've seen it in every Gemma that I've looked at. You end up getting code like this one here. This was a true gem, if you know what I mean. So in this task, Gemma was supposed to make a modification within memcached, and memcached has very large C files in it. And in this case, it just had a truncated read or something, and then it emitted this and was like, I'm done. So don't use Gemma. It's really bad. And if that's not enough, there is another degenerate behavior that Gemma has. And if we take a look at this is from a particular pattern matching implementation task. The agent is going to implement a wildcard matcher that also has character classes. So it's kind of a regular expression task. And we see Qwen working through it here on the left, and each little icon that you see is a different tool call. So the snake is it running Python, and the edit is it's writing a file, and then the here doc syntax is this little down arrow thing. And so Qwen eventually gets to the right answer and then prints at the end, this with the little bubble, it says, hey, I'm done, this is cool. And then let's take a look at what Gemma did. Gemma said, I'm going to think for 30 seconds. And it had 14,000 characters of thinking. And in the thinking, it's writing code and stuff. And then it just emitted this file to, standard out without writing it. So it just decided not to use any tool calls. Anyways, don't use Gemma.